welcome CityBiz audience. I am the President Chief Executive Officer of Alaris Life and its subsidiary 5-Star Senior Living. And with me today is our National Director of Programming and leading our charge on wellness and well-being, Darcy Santos. Welcome aboard, Darcy.
Thank you. Good to see you today.
So Darcy, talk to me a little bit about your background and how you ended up in senior living.
I definitely have a bit of a different background. So I come from the world of entertainment. I was a singer, dancer, actor professionally for about 10 years. And then I took that to a life at sea. And I worked on some luxury cruise lines for about 6 years as an entertainer. Eventually moved into more of a management role within entertainment on the ships. And then that translated next to coming back to land to be the director of entertainment and lifestyle at a luxury resort in South Florida. From there, an opportunity arose to move into the senior living industry, and I have never looked back. It's about 6 years in now.
And how did your background in live entertainment and luxury cruise industry really, I don't know, for lack of a better word, translate into this industry of senior living?
I mean, whether it's a live production, a cruise line, obviously a resort, it's all in the realm of hospitality, right? So it's creating that wonderful experience for your guest or your member or now our residents every day. So to me, it was kind of a natural transition within that umbrella of hospitality. How can we make that best experience for our residents in everything we do?
In talking on that experience, you know, one thing that's important to me with 5 Stars is promoting a healthy lifestyle amongst our residents. And what factors, as you look at our programs, do you consider critical to promoting a healthy lifestyle?
I mean, big emphasis on well-being, not only for our residents, but for our team members as well. So I'd say somewhat unique to 5 Star is that all of our departments work together to create what we call an epic well-being, an epic experience, an epic lifestyle. So EPIC is an acronym, EPIC. Those are our 4 pillars of well-being, and those are emotional, physical, intellectual, and community. And I'll go into that a bit more in detail, but really those are what we think, those 4 pieces together are critical in creating an overall holistic, healthy lifestyle and well-being. And, you know, well-being is a personal journey. What makes someone well promotes their well-being and helps them live their optimal life and existence is not the same as the next person. So what we try to focus on is how can we understand, acknowledge what that means for everyone, and then how can we best support that. So within 5 Star, we have deemed that epic living, epic well-being.
And so far, what have you heard from, you know, operations from the communities around the impact of our epic well-being strategy for our residents?
I mean, overall, the feedback is that it's really refreshing to be part of an organization who's even focusing so much on well-being, again, not just for residents, but for team members. So recently, we have held these well-being workshops at the communities where we're speaking directly to the residents. What are you currently doing in these 4 pillars of your personal well-being journey? Then let's set some goals. What areas might we need to focus a little more on? And then ultimately, how can 5 Star help you with that? So the feedback's been really positive. They really appreciate being part of this process of creating this epic platform and developing this program further. So I guess to answer your question, the feedback is it's refreshing and really meaningful that everyone has been a part of this process.
To further elaborate, you know, I guess the one follow-up would be around why do you think the Epic Wellbeing program is truly helping our residents improve their health?
Yeah, I'll break that down by the 4 pillars. So let's first talk emotional. So what does that mean? What does that look like? That can be anything from live music to music therapy, support groups, mindful meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, but also journaling, writing clubs, gardening can be emotional experience. So that kind of encapsulates areas that we're helping to improve their health in the emotional aspect. Physical, I mean, we have a partnership with Agility powered by Fox Rehabilitation Services, as you know. And so not only do they offer their rehab and physical therapy services, but at our communities, they're leading multiple group classes throughout the week and a variety of different fitness opportunities. So certainly we are feeding that physical pillar. Intellectual, I mean, at all of our communities, we're certainly promoting lifelong learning. That could be lecturers that are experts in their fields, partnerships with local universities, literature clubs, and then during September, currently here in Healthy Aging Month, because as we know, one of the biggest pieces of healthy aging is that intellectual piece, staying intellectually sharp. We hold a company-wide trivia competition. So all of our independent living and assisted living residents have the opportunity throughout this whole month to compete against each other from across the whole country to become our trivia champions. So we try to incorporate not only the local scale, but also company-wide as well, because also who doesn't like a little competition, right? And finally, community. I mean, one of the biggest aspects of choosing to move into senior living is that sense of community, right? It's sense of belonging, connection, purpose. So that also can look like many different things. That could be your happy hours, your live entertainment, social outings, the daily social programming, but also being a part of larger projects. So different initiatives, focuses, volunteering opportunities. We have resident councils, resident ambassador program. So really capturing that sense of community is one of the biggest pieces of the Epic Wellbeing as well. So I know, as I mentioned, Wellbeing extends far beyond just the residents. It's for the team members as well. And I know you're working on programs for all our team members. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Sure, Darcy. Yeah, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is our industry is all about people helping people. In order for people to be able to provide the quality service and the capabilities that our residents come in expecting and their family members, we have to make sure that our team members feel just as cared for and supported. And so we bring the well-being and wellness programs to our team members as well. And it comes in many shapes and forms. We look at in our program across, our portfolio of communities, we serve over 30,000 meals a day. And so when we look at our own team members, not every one of them has the opportunity to get a healthy, nutritious meal each and every day. And so that's a capability we want to extend to our team members. So we've committed ourselves as part of our Nourish You campaign to make sure that every team member, when they come in to work a shift at our community, gets a healthy, nutritious meal option on 5-star to make sure that they can feel supported, connected to our purpose as well. And then we have a whole slew of benefit programs. We've focused on financial security with 401k and 401k match investment for retirement. How do we do Pay Active, which is a partnership we have to get frontline workers paid as expeditiously as possible, because we know that as you work shifts, to be able to generate the cash needed to pay your bills as expeditiously as possible is a concern. And we also look at our medical and dental benefit programs to be competitive in the marketplace, as well as our frontline worker wages and how do we develop incentive compensation plans for everyone so that as we achieve success, they share in that as well. So let's turn it a little bit on Epic Wellbeing and in talking a little bit about extending that not just to mental and to physical, but also touching upon the sensory of health. And can you share how we're incorporating some of that into our communities or what's on the horizon for us?
I'd be happy to. This is something, as you know, I'm definitely passionate about, and it's something that I think sets 5-star apart. We're really focusing on enhancing the sensory experience and the environments moving forward. So there's a number of initiatives we're very excited that we'll be launching shortly. But one I can speak to particularly is we're very excited to be delving into the world of scents. There's a tremendous amount of research behind the power of scent. For all 4 pillars of well-being, you have an emotional response to a scent, right? It can boost your physical wellness. You feel better when you have a certain scent in the room versus another, can boost your mood, boost your memory recall. So there's a tremendous amount of research that is in this space, and it's something, luckily with a leader like you, Jeff, who is really supporting this area, we certainly need to enhance this experience. Right when you walk into a community, wouldn't you want to feel your mood is instantly elevated? You feel a better version of you just by what you're smelling. Again, not just for residents, but for team members. They're working there all day, some all night. They spend a tremendous amount of time in our communities. So just helping to enhance all the sensory experiences moving forward is a focus for us.
Yeah, it's so critical to touch on those five senses to really draw the mental health and physical well-being out for our residents and team members, for that matter. One thing we talked about we talked about, you and I, about Healthy Aging Month. So what are some tips around healthy aging? Does geography or climate differences, if we look at some of our major concentration geographic locations of Florida, North Carolina, and Indiana, do they play a role in what one should be doing to maximize a healthy lifestyle?
Certainly. There's different ways to look at this. What does a healthy lifestyle mean? One piece is the culinary element, right? So there's different regional dishes depending on where you live in the country, different preferences if you're in Indiana or Florida. So we just make sure that we are providing what, the residents in each region would want to appreciate and taste and be a part of their daily life. But also all of our communities offer fresh and made from scratch dining opportunities within those. So having that healthy, made from scratch culinary experience will boost that healthy lifestyle. Certainly your climate can affect your approach to your physical well-being. Summers in Indiana are a little more bearable than summers in Florida. I spent a lot of time in Florida. And so I will say that can affect your approach to healthy living. So gardening, this is not just exercise classes. Gardening is your physical well-being. Any time spent outdoors. So climate obviously plays a large role. And then finally, the CDC minimum recommendation for your physical well-being is 30 minutes of physical activity 5 days a week, or think of it as 150 minutes of physical activity every week. Now that's going to look different in Florida than it looks in North Carolina, or say, again, winter in Indiana. So luckily, like I said earlier, we have our partnership with Agility powered by Fox Rehabilitation Services. So we are able to offer a variety of fitness classes no matter which state or region you're in. So certainly those can affect your healthy lifestyle, climate, geographical location, but there are always options and ways to tailor it, again, to you for your personal preference and what will feed your personal well-being.
And with the physical, right, how have you seen some of our communities empower those who do have a hard time or have some physical limitations staying active?
Well, obviously I've mentioned a couple times our group classes, and that can certainly, you can get encouragement from your peers, a little group motivation, right? You might not want to do something on your own, but if you know that others will be there, you have a little more motivation. So that's something you find in a senior living community that you wouldn't have if you're living independently at home. As I mentioned, other ways that we are empowering our residents to stay active: gardening clubs, dance classes, dancing to live entertainment, really just other things you're offering. If you have a large community, a walking club, indoors or outdoors, there's other ways to stay active that's not necessarily your traditional, morning fitness class. So we do offer a whole realm of opportunities to empower our residents to stay active. A term we like to use is exercise snacks. So again, break down those 150 minutes throughout the week. You don't need to do 30 minutes 5 times a day. Maybe it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5, 4. Park as far as you can in the parking lot and make sure your walk was long to come in. So just think those exercise snacks can help you reach that 150. But we certainly do have a huge focus on trying to empower our residents to reach that minimum.
I guess one follow-up on that, with regards to the senior living industry, what do you think one way our senior living communities can improve healthy living for residents?
It's hard to bring it down into one. Again, you could speak to all 4 pillars, but for me, as you know, residents come to senior living for a variety of reasons that have led them their path to us. But what sets senior living apart to me is that last pillar, C, community or socialization. Research shows one of the keys to overall well-being and your longevity is that social connection. In Japan, they call it your moai. You have your group. You're a part of something bigger than yourself. You have this purpose. And that is what senior living provides that you can't find independently on your own in many cases. So also that C, that community pillar, really affects your other three. So it may be listed last, but for me, it's one of the most important.
Thank you so much, Darcy. So for those watching, right, our cast here, you have a friend or relative in Florida, North Carolina, or Indiana, or any of the other 25 states that 5-Star operates in. Where can they go, Darcy, to get more information around our wellness and well-being initiative and the EPIC pillars?
I mean, first and foremost, go to 5starseniorliving.com, but also pop into a local community. We have 139 communities across 28 states. Just go and see one of our communities, experience the opportunities available, and there's many ways to get this information. But again, first start at 5starseniorliving.com.
Well, thank you, Darcy, and thank you to the City Biz audience for learning a little bit about 5-Star Senior Living and senior living and our wellness and well-being initiative. Thank you so much, and have a great day.